guys, it's Huff. I'm back again. This is going to be a whole, yeah, I know, I'm on a no-buy. Anyway, there are reasons for this. If you hear a chainsaw in the back, it's because the neighbours are chopping off a tree or something. I don't really know. So, first of all, I bought some makeup stuff. At the start of, in May, I'm way behind on my videos. I did have a reason for buying one of them. The others were just on sale. So, yeah. The first one I actually bought for my kit for school, because the kit we have does not have a contouring shade in it other than using a cream contour. It doesn't have a powder contour, which I actually prefer. And I came across this one from BYS. This is their contour trio. This is in O2 Sweet. I'm not sure what the other one looks like because I don't have that one. It has contour, highlight, blush. The contour is a matte contour, and it is actually a pretty good colour even for me. It is slightly orange. One does need to be careful with it. The highlight shade is, it's not so great. I don't tend to use that too much. It does work a little bit on the top of the cheeks if you don't want to shimmer, but if you wanted to shimmer, it's not going to work. And the blush is a peachy toned blush, so clearly it is more of a warm colour tone on that, which is fine, but I will probably go back and have another look and see if there's one that's more cooler toned, because it clearly is not going to work for everybody. Those were, I bought that specifically for school, but while I was there buying that for school, I came across this Face of Australia blush in Hello Dolly, and Hello Dolly was one of my favourite movies, and it was on sale. So, and I quite like Face of Australia. It's a pretty good brand. It's, it's not high end or anything, but it is a nice baby pink kind of colour. This may well end up in my kit as well. The number of blush choices is in the kit that we got given is ridiculous, quite frankly. So that one, it's, if you don't want too much colour, it's really good, and then you can build it up a bit. So, because I hadn't actually opened it, so I hadn't tried it out, so I had no idea what the pigmentation was like on that. I also picked up, because it was $3, another BYS lip tar. Now I actually have one in red, which is fabulous, and no, it is not like an OCC one. I'm sure it is not the same quality or whatever, but all in all it is very much the same thing. This one is in Barbados Bikini. It even comes with the little brush for you to be able to use it. Not having an OCC one, I can't really compare it, but from what I have seen of the OCC ones, and they smell really great too, they're quite minty and smell. That's a really nice colour. I like that. Again, I hadn't actually opened it and played with it, so I was waiting until I filmed a video. And there's a new brand at Kmart called Fifth Avenue. Hadn't seen them before, and I thought, oh, I really want to try one out. And it is a Kmart brand. It is not going to be available anywhere else. It's made for Kmart. And I didn't know what to try. They've got a whole range. But then I found a lipstick called Covet, which is the name of a game that I play quite a lot. Fashion-based game. So I thought, how appropriate. So the packaging visually looks kind of classy, but it is cheap ass plastic, which you can tell as soon as you pick it up. It's not like metal or anything. The colour is interesting. It is what I would refer to as masala, for those who care about Pantone's colour of the year. That is pretty much what that is. It's a wine colour. So those were all of the makeups that I actually bought. I haven't worn that lipstick. I don't know how it wears. I do know somebody who has another one of them, and she found that the coverage was not particularly great. But as I have not worn mine, I cannot actually tell you. Tell you what I will do. I'll see how well this comes off. This is supposed to be long lasting. Oh look, I got it on my teeth. Comes off ridiculously easily, actually. Let's see how this goes. It's very smooth. I would say you would need a lip liner, particularly with these darker colours. Has that feeling like it's going to slip on the lip. It feels very moisturising, but it does feel like it will slip everywhere. And the coverage is, as she said, not brilliant. It's not bad, but it's not what... Like, the pigmentation is really, really good, but the coverage itself, it's a little bit on the sheerer side. And it has that feel of almost like a lip balm kind of feel to it. Kind of feel like it's just going to go everywhere. Yeah, blotting it helped that quite a bit. Took a lot of the moisture out of it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so that was all the makeup stuff. And while I was there buying that makeup stuff, I saw this little box from e.l.f. Now, it's nail polish. e.l.f. is not my favourite nail polish brand, let's be clear on this, but this was $5. There were 3 nail polishes in it for $5. So, like, I'm going to buy it. And it's called the Mysterious Set. And you'll probably see in a second why I wanted this. Let me find my swatch stick. Okay. So, the first one in this collection is called Metal Madness, which looks like this. It is a very dark grey with speckles in it. Not the best formula, which is pretty much the go for e.l.f. nail polishes, but it is a really interesting colour. I do actually really like it. It does need to be built up. It has a slight textured finish to it, so if you don't like that, you're just going to want a really good top coat, and that'll go away. But yeah, it's okay, but really wasn't the reason I bought the pack. The second one is called Dark Navy, and it is supposed to be blue, you would think, being called Dark Navy, but it's really not. It is charcoal, dark, almost black in colour. There's a slight shimmer to it, but it is certainly not what I would consider dark navy. The formula on this one is better, the coverage is better on this one. It just doesn't live up to its name. And the last one is probably the reason I bought this, and the reason, like, I went, oh, I shouldn't buy this. Oh God, I'm gonna have to buy this now. And that was because of this one, which is called Purple Dream. And the colour in the bottle looks gorgeous, shimmery, purple. And then I put it on the swatch stick. And it is sheer as buggery, quite frankly. And it hasn't even really... You need to put it over something, I think, to actually get it to work properly, or put like lots and lots of coats. I'm pretty sure this was 3. You can still see through it, and because it's not opaque, the shimmer in it doesn't transfer properly. Like when you make it like opaque, it looks really, really nice, but when the light's coming through it, it looks terrible, frankly. It's like a super big disappointment because it looks beautiful in the bottle. Not so much on the stick. So then we had, I went to, I was at the chemist the other day, and and they have this thing where they put stuff at the checkout, and I can't help myself. And they had some Natio polishes, and they had them half price, so they were less than $5 a bottle. And they had a couple of really nice looking colours, and I thought, okay, I'm going to buy those. And then I got them home, and I took the lid off one of them, and I went to put the lid back on, and I heard this pop sound, and then the lid wouldn't go back on. And I'm like, what? And this is the bottle. I've actually decanted this one. This is the colour Wonder, and it is friggin' gorgeous. Like, it is a coral colour, and it is friggin' lovely. However, the lid literally snapped. And I thought, oh, I must have just got a wonky bottle. And I had actually finished off my CoverGirl, not CoverGirl, China Glaze strong adhesion base coat. So I decanted it into that bottle so that, you know, I didn't have it go dry or wasted or anything. And, you know, it's a lovely polish. Went on really, really nicely. Really enjoyed putting it on there. Like, I think that's only 2 coats, and it's like really, really nice. And then I went and swatched the other one I bought, put the lid back on it, didn't tighten it any tighter than I normally tighten lids on bottles, and heard the same popping sound. And you guessed it. Second bottle. I've actually taped this back together because I don't have something to decant it into it, and I don't want it to go like dry out until I do. It's called Aura. It is a really nice sort of goldy, shimmery, almost champagne colour, and it is lovely. But again, the bottle broke, and it's not like it broke in a place that I can fix it. It's just broken, and I was so pissed off and disappointed. And I went back to the chemist and I told them, and they were like, well, all we can really do is let the manager know. And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't actually expecting you to do anything. I just thought you should know before you sell the rest of them that those lids are shonky as shit. Like, when you put a lid on nail polish, you need to put it on properly. If you don't put it on properly, the nail polish goes dry. But if by doing that you break the lid, there is something seriously wrong with the lid. That should not happen, ever, ever. So I was pretty peeved about that, but there wasn't really much I could do about it. So I need to find another empty bottle or something to decant the other one into. Now I just have to go through these because I have 2 different brands here. Because, you know, like, I'm completely hopeless when it comes to nail polish, and if I see a good deal, I tend to, like, go buy it, which is basically what happened to me the other day, but we'll get onto that. I'll just remove the ones that I don't want in here at the moment, I think. Okay. So, I picked up another BYS nail polish, like I need any more of it, but this one, again, it was on sale, and it's a really pretty colour. It's called Baby Pink, so it's not what I would class as a baby pink. It's actually a bit too orange to be a baby pink, but that is what they called it, and that is what it looks like on the swatch stick. It's a really lovely, soft pink shade. I'm not actually sure I have too much like this in my collection because I don't usually go for soft colours. I usually go for really bright, poppin' kind of colours. And then I picked up this one from BYS, which is called Starlet. And as always, I will show you what it looks like if you don't put it over anything, because it is clearly a topper. Yeah, so you can't really see it too great without, but I put it over liquid leather, which is my favourite one to swatch over, and it is, if it would focus, it is gorgeous. Look at that, little sparkly happy times. So yeah, I really like that one. I'd like to use that one in a Galaxy nail art. I reckon that would look really, really good. And the last one I bought from Kmart is this one from OXX, which again is a Kmart brand. It's not bad. It's fairly cheap. It's not bad. It's not great. I have a couple of their other nail polishes. This one is called No Name. They actually have no names on them. They just have a glitter range, a matte range, a pastel range, and I think it's a metallic range. This is one of the glitter range. As you can see, you can't really see it, but it is really, really pretty. Lots of sparkles in it because it's a glitter. But over liquid leather, this is what it looks like. It's actually got holographic glitters in it, which make it really, really beautiful. So, yeah, not like I needed any more holographic toppers, but there you go. And then the big buy that I did, and I was shopping at Woolworths of all places, and I noticed down the back of the shop they had this bargain bin, and it had $2.50 on it, and I thought, okay, and I looked inside. They had Nicole by OPI nail polish. Now in Australia, nail polish is expensive. Let's just put it that way. A lot of nail polishes are expensive. The ticketed price of a Nicole by OPI at Woolworths is $12.95. That's what you will pay if you just buy it. Not that you can get it very often, especially not here. I don't think I've actually seen it before, so I was kind of surprised. But they were selling them for $2.50. $2.50 for $12.95 nail polish. Do you think I could walk away from that? Nope. Quite a few of them are from the Carrie Underwood collection. So that was interesting in itself. So I bought all of the ones that were Nicole, but were the Carrie Underwood. I also got some from the Gumdrops range, which are textured polishes, and then a few other random ones that they had there. I basically bought one of every colour that they had available because that's what I'm like. There are quite a few of them. So the first one we will look at is called Positive Energy. It is a silver metallic polish. Looks like that. I think it would benefit quite a bit from a top coat. It is kind of matte, like dries matte, but it is a very nice polish, basically. I mean, let's face it, it's an OPI polish, and they are, even the Nicole by OPIs are a really nice polish. The next one we will look at, I'm just going to randomly grab a swatch and then find the bottle, is That's Putting It Mild, which is this one, which is like a putty sort of colour, which is maybe why they said that's putting it mild. That's what it looks like. They're very much a neutral shade, Not, if like a good office colour, if you didn't want something that had too much punch in it. Not that I'd ever worry about that, I'd just wear whatever I wanted. And then we have an orange, which is called Hello World. This is probably the one that I was most disappointed in. It looks great in the bottle, nice bright orange, but it is sheer. Very, very sheer. Pretty sure that's 3 coats. You can still basically see straight through that girl. So it probably would benefit quite a bit from being worn over something else like a white. Otherwise you're going to need lots and lots of coats, and yeah. But the colour is really good. And then we have this one, which again I was a little disappointed in its coverage, the sheerness of it. This one's called Berry Sweet. I have another polish called Berry Sweet, which is a very similar colour to this from Maybelline. That's what it looks like, and as you can see, again, it is sheer. You might not actually be able to tell, but I can tell because it's got light coming from in front of it. It's quite sheer, needs a few coats. There is kind of dries matte. It's just a little bit weird. Like in the bottle it looks really shimmery and gorgeous, and it just does not translate onto the nail, which is, you know, it's disappointing, but you can't expect every nail polish to be perfect, you know what I mean? And then we have the Yoga Then Yogurt, which is a white-ish polish. Maybe you could call it an ivory. It's kind of off-white. It's not white. It looks like that. This actually has better coverage than the previous 2 nail polishes. It is basically 2 coats to be opaque, which is really good for a white type of polish, I found. Again, it sort of dries almost matte, so if you wanted it shiny, you'd have to put a top coat on it. And then the last of the non-collection obvious ones is this one called the Grape Debate. I have another one with grape in it, which is a lighter purple than this. This is a dark purple. This one's a little bit patchy, but I will forgive that for the fact that it is a gorgeous purpley colour. So that's that one. They are all the ones that were not part of either the Gumdrops or the Carrie Underwood collections of the stuff that I got. So let's have a look at these. We'll start with the Gumdrops one. The first one is not that one. This one. I Lilac Gumdrops. That's what this one is called. It is a nice lilac-y purple colour. I find that these require at least 2 coats, if not 3. They're not... The base on this is not like completely opaque. They may well be like a lot of the other ones I've talked about, where putting them over something else is just going to make your life easier. So like if you were to put it, say, even over the Grape Debate, it will probably darken it up a bit, but it'll make the coverage a lot better. There's like silver sparkles in this, if you can actually see. But it is, I mean, it is textured polish. It is really interesting, and you know, I love this kind of colour, so I'm happy with it. The next one is called Anise Treat. Anise as in what you make licorice out of. It is black and silver and very sparkly, and again, it is a texture because it's a gumdrop one. And again, I think you'd almost want to put it over like a grey or a black to make it work better, but it's still fine on its own, as long as you don't look at it too closely. because you'd be able to see your nail line unless you put at least probably 3 coats on, which with textured polishes tends to be a bit of an issue. I've found you're much better with only 1 or maybe 2 coats, but that's just my personal experience. And the last Gumdrops one is called Blueberry Sweet on You, which is, you know, a blue-ish sort of colour with a purple undertone to it. Again, it's like the other ones. You probably benefit from going over something else so that you get proper coverage if you don't like seeing your nail line, because it is sort of, you probably can't even tell, but I can see, like if I went like that, I can see my nail line. And if you don't want to see a nail line, then that's just going to annoy you. Again, for $2.50, I've got polishes that are way more expensive that are not anywhere near as good as those. They go on really nicely, like they're easy to apply, they're easy to work with. There's just a little bit of an issue with coverage. And then we get onto the ones from the Carrie Underwood collection. I have 5 of them. The first one is called Backstage Pass. It is a brownie kind of colour. Again, you're going to want 3 coats with this one. It is a touch on the sheer side. I've got probably 2 coats on there, and I'd still be able to see my nail line, which is a little bit annoying. But it is an interesting colour. It's kind of a really dark wineish sort of colour almost, although it looks brown on the swatch stick. In the bottle there is a very definite kind of winey purple sort of look to it, which clearly is not translating properly. And then we have one that is a textured polish, which is Sing You Like a Bee. Bee as in the buzzing bee in the sky kind of bee. It's like a snowball kind of polish, snowflake, something like that. It's actually got a slightly better formula than the Gumdrop ones, so it's not quite as sheer, but still I'd probably consider putting it over a white, maybe even over like Yoga Than Yogurt. They'd probably work really well together, just to make it a little bit more opaque and, yeah, require less coats of nail polish. Then we have Carried Away, which is a gold shimmer polish with a textured finish. So it's basically exactly the same as Sing You Like a Bee, except it's gold. And again, it is one that would probably benefit from being over something else or lots and lots of coats, because it's not, it's exactly the same as a Gumdrops. Like literally the formula and the way that it goes on is virtually exactly the same. And then we have 2 which are clearly meant to be toppers. I haven't actually put them over anything, but they are really, really cute. The first one is called Party Bus, which is a silver glitter topper, and it's got little flowers in it, and it is very pretty. So those cute little flowers. I didn't have too much trouble getting the glitters out, which is always really, really nice. You don't have to really dig around to get those. I did put 2 coats on the swatch stick, but it actually came out really nicely, so I was really happy with that. And the last one is another glitter topper. This one is a gold one. This is Lips Are Dripping Honey. This doesn't have any cute shapes in it. It's just gold, holographic, mainly hex glitters, and then some smaller micro type glitters in it. Still really, really pretty. Will look great over a darker polish. Just haven't done that yet. So that is all the stuff that I bought recently. The only other thing I've bought recently, trying to be good, is actually stuff for school and some more swatch sticks because I'm nearly out of the ones that I had, and I've got sort of a favourite buyer now that I like, seller that I go to on eBay to get that stuff, and they happen to have the stuff I need for school as well, so I bought from them. But other than that, I'm trying to be good and not buy stuff, which is so hard when you're feeling like kind of crap in the head, like I want to go shopping. So anyway, that's it for this video. If you'd like to subscribe, click down below, leave me a thumbs up if you like haul videos, and leave me a comment down below. I try to respond to all comments, and I will see you in my next video. See ya!